naissance du corps éco-garde. Éco-garde, c'est contre le braconnage. Ils sont contre les animaux et les braconniers. Ils sont au milieu. Ils sont prêts à donner leur vie pour la vie des animaux. Les gens quittent très loin, la France, les États-Unis, pour venir voir le gorille. Derrière leur village, ils passent dans Ma. Ils vont où? Non, ils vont voir le gorille. Ah bon? Donc le gorille est important. Ah, il va falloir le protéger donc. Et aujourd'hui, je vous dis que ce village Ma, même les vieux papas comprennent qu'est-ce que le gorille et l'importance de sa protection. Depuis que nous sommes ici, il y a un peu plus de 20 ans, on n'a jamais vécu ce problème-là, que un gorille a été tué par un braconnier. Et cette réserve, aujourd'hui, compte un peu plus de 20 gorilles qui sont réintroduits et qui commencent déjà à faire leurs petits. Si nous ne le faisons pas, nous ne les protégeons pas, ils vont disparaître. C'est ça qui vont me pousser d'être à côté. Ils sont devenus comme des enfants. Moi, quand je fais beaucoup de choses, je ne les vois pas, je ne suis pas à l'aise. Donc c'est ça qui m'a toujours motivé à travailler avec les gorilles. C'est ne pas les perdre. Un jour, pour le monde entier, puisse toujours voir le gorille.
Married to a migrant worker at the age of 15, a young Pakistani woman only discovered that she and her son were HIV positive after her husband died. Low awareness of HIV infection puts many families at risk.
मेरा नाम सायरा अफरीदी है। मैं ख़तून हाना हूँ और 6 साल पहले HIV पॉजिटिव हुई थी। मेरी शादी 15 साल की उम्र में हुई। मेरे शौहर दुबई में रहते थे। शादी से तकरीबन 1 साल पहले आए। 1.5 साल बाद वो बीमार हो गए और उसके बाद उनकी डेथ हो गई। मेरा एक बेटा है। बेटे के टेस्ट करवाए और उससे पता चला कि वह HIV पॉजिटिव है और मैं भी HIV पॉजिटिव हूँ। मेरे शौहर ने मुझे नहीं बताया था कि वो HIV पॉजिटिव है और ना उनकी फैमिली ने बताया था। मैं ये महसूस करती हूँ कि उन्होंने मुझे नहीं बताया। इस बात में मुझे बहुत दुख है क्योंकि मैं ना अपने लिए कुछ कर सकती हूँ अपनी ज़िंदगी के बारे में और ना ही अपने बेटे के बारे में कुछ कर सकती हूँ। उसका यही सोचती हूँ कि वो बड़ा होगा तो क्या करेगा, जब उसे पता चलेगा वो क्या सोचेगा कि मैं कुछ कर नहीं सकता, बन नहीं सकता। जब मैं बहुत बेबस हो जाती हूँ, कुछ समझ नहीं आता मुझे और जब अपने आप को बहुत अकेला महसूस करती हूँ, उस समय मुझे बहुत गुस्सा आता है कि इन्होंने मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों किया। जब मुझे इस बारे में पता चला तो मुझे ये नहीं पता था कि HIV क्या होता है और ये कैसे फैलता है। अगर मेरे मियाँ ने बता दिया होता तो मैं डॉक्टर से मशवरा करती और उसके बाद जो मैं बच्चे के बारे में सोचती ताकि वो HIV पॉजिटिव ना हो। और उस वक्त मेरे ख़यालात ये होते हैं कि मेरा काश कोई मेरा जीवन साथी होता जिसके साथ मैं अपने बात शेयर करती और वो मेरा साथ देता और मुझे कोई कमी महसूस ना होती। मेरे बच्चे का भी ख्याल रखता, उसकी हर ज़रूरत पूरी करता। लेकिन अब मुझे पता है कि मैं HIV पॉजिटिव हूँ जिसकी वजह से कोई भी मुझसे शादी करने के लिए तैयार नहीं होगा। मेरा उन मर्दों के लिए ये पैगाम है कि उनको चाहिए कि वो अपनी जो लाइफ पार्टनर है, ज़िंदगी की साथी है, उससे कोई भी बात ना छुपाए और उससे अपने बारे में जो सच है वो बता दे। मेरा अपने माशरे के लिए और अपने इर्द गिर्द लोगों के लिए ये पैगाम है कि मेरे और मेरे बच्चे के साथ वही रवैया रखें जो अपने रिश्तेदारों के साथ, अपने बहन भाइयों के साथ रखते हैं, क्योंकि इसमें मैं HIV पॉजिटिव हूँ, इसमें मेरा कोई कसूर नहीं और न ही मेरे बेटे का कसूर है।
Coming up on a future edition of 21st Century, a story of solidarity and courage during the Balkan War.
Živjela sam 93. godine na istočnoj strani. To je lijeva obala Neretve. Tamo je bilo većinsko stanovništvo muslimansko. Gladni, to je bilo strašno.
Ja sam bio organizovao humanitarnu pomoć koju su mi dali i pakete koji su davali građani grada Mostara koji su živjeli na zapadnoj strani. Slali smo ih u istočni dio grada, slali svojim prijateljima, rodbini, pojma nema koga, kako koga.
I jedan dan kad sam izišla u dvorište, Zoran! Tad kad se Zoran pojavio, vratila mi se svaka nada.
Niti jer sam imao jaku volju da pomognem ljudima i da ih izvodim. I ne možemo ići naprijed. Bez istine, a bez istine nema ni pomirenja.
Lest we ever forget. And that's all for this edition of 21st Century. Sharing the world stories, I'm Daljit Dhaliwal. We will see you next time. Until then, goodbye.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
It's informative, thought-provoking, and entertaining. Immediate response on the ZNS Network, examining the issues you care about. So pull up a chair, call your neighbors, loved ones, family, and friends. Set your dials. Immediate response starts now with your host, Spence Finlayson.
Good morning, Bahamas. Good morning, world. Welcome to Immediate Response. This is Diana's last child in your company today. We have another great show lined up for you. Already, we have some beautiful ladies from the Ministry of Social Services with us in the studio. But as usual, we offer a prayer for the nation before we get started. I think we have to honor our Creator, and this is how we do it this morning. To do the prayer for the nation this morning, we're going to go to Pastor Lorenzo Bain from the Potter's House Deliverance Ministries International. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Bahamas.
Morning, Pastor Bain. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing excellent, sir.
Good to hear your voice, and thank you for agreeing to say the prayer, sir.
Yes, it's an honor and a privilege, sir.
Yes, sir. You may begin.
Our Father in heaven, great is your name. Merciful are you, O God. As a nation, we come to give you thanks and to give you praise for our great Bahama land. You have been so good to us as a people. You have blessed us so richly. So we take this time to thank you, O Father, for the goodness that we've experienced, your mercies that we see every day. Heavenly Father, we take this time to pray for our leaders, for our government officials, our civic leaders, our men and women of the clergy. We thank you, O God, for their life. We thank you for their wisdom, their health, and their strength, O God, to be able to lead us as your people, Lord God, in the way that we should go, that we'll be mindful of you, O God, and to be our brothers and sisters' keeper. Father, we pray for the peace of our great country. We pray, O God, as a nation, that you will forgive us for our sins, forgive us for the error of our ways, because we are not perfect. We have fallen short of your glory. And so, our Savior, we pray that you would help us in our weaknesses and our unbelief as a nation. This nation of people have been blessed beyond measure. And so, God, we thank you, O God, for your great salvation for this nation, O God. Father, we pray that the kingdom will come and that your will be done in our midst, O God. Father, we pray for the sick, the afflicted, the shut-in, God. We pray that you will deliver families who are oppressed, who are impoverished, oh God. We break the power of Satan, oh God, over their lives, oh God, that are holding in captive. Oh God, we pray that you'd open the eyes of the blind everywhere. In the mighty name of Jesus, God. Father, we pray for a spirit of peace upon our nation, oh God, that we've never experienced it before. Father, we break the power of Satan, oh God, that is upon our young people today. We break the spirit of violence in our streets, oh God. The spirit of murder and bloodshed, oh God. Father, we call peace, oh God, to this nation. Father, let the peace, the Prince of Peace, reign in the hearts of the young people of this nation, oh God. Father, we thank you, oh God, that our hearts will be turned back to our fathers and to our mothers, oh God, and to return, oh God, to our rightful place, oh God, as a country. Father, we thank you for your glory that will rest upon us as a nation, God. We thank you right now that your glory will be seen throughout the length and breadth of this Bahama land. Father, let your spirit take the preeminence in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. And we thank you, oh God, for lifting us. We thank you for helping us. We thank you for strengthening us, oh God, to do your will in this hour, God. We thank you right now, God, that we will not fall prey, oh God, to the evil one, but indeed will be strong in the Lord and the power of his might, God. Thank you for this nation again, Lord. And we thank you, oh God, for the peace of this city. And we thank you, oh God, in the mighty name of Jesus, for the work you're doing among us. In the matchless name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. Pastor Bain, thank you very much. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very kindly.
Yes, sir. God bless you.
Pastor Bain from Potter's House Deliverance Ministries International. Thank you again. Make today your best day. Thank you. Good morning, Bahamas. Good morning, world. Welcome to Immediate Response. This is Diana's last child, all the way from the Valley with you. I get started this morning with my Energizer, and today I want to just chat with you this morning very briefly about the fact that it's not where you start out in life that counts, but where you end up. And it's not how you start. This morning I share the story of Tom Brady with you this morning. Tom Brady is back. He has returned from his brief retirement in the NFL. He is back, and this is a powerful story I want to share with you this morning about Tom Brady. This year's NFL draft is all about quarterbacks, as you're about to discover. 3 will go off the board with the first 3 selections, and 5 can be gone by the first 10. And that's remarkable. And it's supposed to be an indication of how deep this draft is at quarterback. But color me skeptical. I remember what happened in 1999 when the first 3 picks and the first 5 of the 12 were quarterbacks. Let's just say the results were underwhelming. Only Donovan McNabb and Dante Culpepper made an impact. But I also remember what happened 1 year later in the 2000 draft. Tom Brady was picked 199th, chosen by the New England Patriots at the bottom of the 6th round after 6 quarterbacks were selected. The move was met with indifference, mostly because Brady wasn't supposed to be an exceptional and because the Patriots already had a quality starter in Drew Bledsoe. Except we all knew what happened. What we don't know is how it happened. How did the Patriots, who had no quarterback needs, decide on Brady after passing on him 6 times? That's a question that we asked Scott Faloli recently on a podcast. And he should know. He was the team's assistant director of player personnel at the time and was in the draft room when New England chose Brady. And this is what he said. He said, I had actually, oddly enough, seen him the year before in an unremarkable, unspectacular game against Syracuse University up in the Carrier Dome. He said, so I had seen him play, but that was back in the 1999 season. But we all had a list of quarterbacks that we wanted to start looking at, a certain type of quarterback. We weren't going to draft a quarterback at the top. We knew that. But Dick Raham, the Patriots quarterback coach, who unfortunately passed away, had gone out to work him out. He liked Brady, offensive line coach Charlie Weiss liked him, Bill Belichick, the coach, liked him, and Bobby Greer liked him. Bobby Greer was the general manager at the time. People forget that when Bill got there, he was the assistant director of player personnel. There was this dynamic we were all working to try to deal and work through, working as a collective to make sure we were working on the greater good. Okay, that's fine. But it's one thing to like a prospect. It's another thing to choose him, especially when you have 3 quarterbacks on your roster. And New England did. Nevertheless, the Patriots went ahead and made a decision that turned the NFL upside down, Ms. Newbold. I know you're a big football fan. One thing I remember distinctly, said Filoli, was where had Brady rated or ranked? We set 2 different boards, one where it was vertical, aligned by position, and horizontally by grade. We also had a separate board where we would rank players. It was so detailed, every player against one another. The next column, and Brady was in that mix. And every time a player was picked, you pulled the name tag off. Well, I think Brady's name came up with this group of players in the 3rd round because where we had him ranked. And what we didn't need at the time was to push a draft toward him. You always want to find the right balance between the best player. At the time, Drew Bledsoe was the man there, and they had 41 or 42 players under contract. And this is what happened in New England at the time. They were all looking at one another when Brady's name came up again, and they passed on him again. So it was 6 times that they decided they didn't want Tom Brady. And they said, finally, okay, we're going to take him because there's just too much value at this point and time to keep passing him up. That's how the decision was made for him. A gamble, maybe, but the Patriots found their next starting quarterback where they weren't supposed to. And in the process, they changed the history of the franchise and the NFL with Tom Brady winning all 7 Super Bowls. A man who was passed over 6 times and ended up winning 7 Super Bowls. And now he is back. He is back. He just unretired recently. So it's not where you start out in life that counts, it's where you end up. All right? And you can't despise small beginnings. No. Never despise small beginnings. I want you to know that you're greater than you think you are, and your life is truly full of unlimited possibilities. There's greatness within you. Well, let me just welcome these beautiful ladies from the Department of Social Services. Ms. Duvalier is back again. Welcome, Ms. Duvalier.
Thank
Share
you.
your name and your position with the nation, please.
Lorraine Duvalier, Department of Social Services, Acting Assistant Director in Administration.
Welcome. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
And, of course, we have Ms. Newbold, who's back again.
Good morning, Bahamas. Andrea Newbold, Chief Welfare Officer assigned to Disaster Management Unit.
Welcome. Okay, so we'll start with you two. We have Tommy, who's going to join us later on. But let's get started. This is Social Workers Day.
Yes, it is.
And
International
this is
Social
national.
Workers. Yes.
Yes, and social workers play an important role.
Yes,
we do.
Yeah, it's an important role. And a lot of times I believe that you're not appreciated as much as you should be.
Speak it.
Yeah, I think, because people take you for granted a lot of times.
Yes.
But your work is not easy.
No.
Not easy. So who are social workers? Who's going to take it first? Who are social workers for those, please?
Social workers, it's a unique profession. And one of the things we do, we help people get back to normalcy.
Yes.
In any situation. In this country, social workers are called upon if we have the hotel staff laid off,
Wow.
we have hurricanes,
Yes.
COVID. We deal with everything. We deal from the cradle to the grave.
Wow.
Okay, and I always tell people, people say anyone can be a social worker. That's not true.
That's not true, no.
Social work is a science.
Yes.
When we're dealing with people, we need to know what we're doing because we don't want to do damage. We want to help a person. We want to make sure that person learn how to fish.
Yes.
Not keep giving them something where they can keep coming back.
Right.
But we want them to learn how to fish. We're going to assist them.
Yes.
We look at strength-based when it comes to people. We look at their strengths and to help them maximize. So basically, social worker, like you say, very important in this country.
Yeah.
We are not appreciated. I'm telling you because no one actually know what we do.
Exactly.
Because we working so hard out there and doing things that we don't have no PR unit like the police have a PR unit.
Yes.
So you always see when they're in the community doing
Right,
this and
right,
doing that and doing the
right.
next thing. But we work hard and we need to be celebrated, and
Yeah,
it
of
starts
course.
with us.
Yes.
We got to celebrate us,
Yes.
and we got to make sure the nation understand what we are doing.
Yes.
And Andrea too, I'd like to add to that. You had said that anybody thinks that they can do social work because they see us giving out food slips and they see us giving out, material assistance. And so they figure, well, anybody could do that and anybody can do that. But like she said, it's a science.
They don't know what go behind it.
Yes. We have to get into the heart of the matter.
Right.
And we try to fix it.
And Ms. Duvalier and Ms. Newbold, it takes a special person to be a social worker.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
It takes a special kind of person with a special temperament.
Yes.
And a serious degree of compassion.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're called upon for a whole lot of things like you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
And you don't want to make people become dependent upon you.
No.
With the fish story you were just sharing, you don't want them to become dependent upon you coming back every minute, I need this, I need that, and you try to set them up. Yeah. So what are some of the things that social workers do? You mentioned a couple just now.
Social workers in all aspects of society, and for the Department of Social Services, we are so diverse. We have units. How much units do we have altogether? We have
too much to count.
Too much.
Really?
And those units is child protection.
Yes.
I'm in disaster management unit.
Yes.
National parenting program.
Awesome.
We have disability. We deal with the disabled.
That's a lot.
Yes, we have in the courts, we have the probation officers.
Yes.
In the courts, in the prison, the girls and boys school. We cover everything.
I'm going to help her too.
Yes.
We have the Senior Citizens Division. We have Family Services. We have Placement Division. We have Child Protection. We have Communities. We have Child Care Facilities Unit. We have School Welfare. So we have Health Social Services both at Sandilands. We have Health Social Services at Princess Margaret. We are everywhere.
Research and planning.
So tell me
yes.
Tell me the role that you play, social workers play in the school system.
Well, in the school system, we work very, very closely with the guidance counselors.
Okay, yes.
And you know that the guidance counselors deal with challenges and whatever social problems that the children have. And so they are in the school, and when they identify any problems that they have,
they pass them on to you.
They would pass them on to us.
Social workers pop in then and take over.
Yes.
Okay, that's good then. So who are some of the other people that social workers help that we may not be aware of in this community?
Well, we talk about the disabled.
Yes.
We help just with everyone. Any situation, like I said earlier, any crisis in this Bahamas, persons who are laid off from their jobs.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Just with everyone.
Persons who are on drugs. Persons who may have mental challenges.
Yes.
The troubled child.
Yes.
Who may be on probation. We are in the courts. We mediate.
That's a whole lot.
Oh yes. Supervised visits. If court reports are needed. If you have a family who wants to complete their family and fulfillment through children and adoption, we help with that. We also and
awesome sauce.
Oh yes.
Pastor Mario Moxie would say, awesome sauce.
Yes,
wow.
So we're everywhere. You need to bury your dead. We assist with that. So we are. We help.
And Mr. Barry said something, troubled children.
Right.
And we call that children beyond control. And the Department of Rehab, they deal with that. And you got to understand, we do reports. We can't just, these children, before children could go to the police station,
right? And
the parents got to say, okay, take them straight to the girls or boys' school.
Can't do that anymore.
No, there's a supervision order, there's care orders, there's investigations. They have to come to the Department of Rehabilitative Welfare Services, and they have a juvenile unit which deals with the children, with teenagers. And so it's no easy feat. And Mr. Finlayson, I could tell you, dealing with children who are troubled and who are having a lot of issues, it's heartbreaking. Dealing with them and trying to get them back on track.
Yes.
That's group work.
Right.
Counseling.
Yes.
All those things have to be done. And they're done by social workers, probation officers, who work in those areas.
So, Ms. Newbold, your work has even become more challenging because of COVID, eh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, particularly with the school system, with the kids home and not going to school.
Yes.
The truancy don't fall under you. Truancy fall under education, eh?
Yes, but we
Yes,
get
but
involved in that too.
You get involved in truancy?
Yes.
Speak about that for a moment, please.
Well, we would want to know what is the reason
They're
why
not
a
going.
child is not going to
Right.
school. And as the name implies, social work, we deal with the social aspect of any situation. And so when we go in there and find out, they don't have shoes to wear,
And it's
they don't
things
have
like that.
uniforms, and
Right.
they
Yes.
weren't able to get transferred to another school, they don't have identification, things like that.
So, do you provide uniforms?
Yes, we do.
Speak about that too, please, because that's a big thing,
Oh, yes.
Isn't it a big thing, Ms. Duvalier?
Yes, it's a big thing. If you find yourself in a situation where you can't afford to purchase uniforms, then we assist with that.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
For government schools, though.
Government
Uniforms
schools.
and shoes.
Shoes too?
Yes.
Clocks? I'm only kidding. I know. Everybody wanted clock shoes.
Can I interject at
Please,
this point?
please.
We were talking about all of the services that are offered by the various divisions, and I must hasten to add that Minister is always saying we're not Nassau-centric, and so
Yes,
I
you
hasten
need
to
to.
add that we're not Nassau-centric. We do have a family
I know a
island
lot of people
division.
think so, eh? But you're not.
Yes.
Yes,
And
yes.
we have offices in all of the major family
Well,
islands.
that's a good thing.
Yes, and whatever service is offered in New Providence is also offered.
I need to say good morning to the new minister, the Honorable Obadiah Wilchcombe.
Good morning,
Good morning,
Minister.
Minister.
Good morning, Minister.
Yes. And you have a new PS.
Yes.
Yes.
Joel
Mr.
Lewis.
Joel Lewis.
Mr. Lewis, good morning, Mr. Lewis.
He's
yes.
in New York. Hopefully he's listening.
Okay, all right, Mr. Lewis, good morning. Good morning to you. Miss Newbold, you were going to say something else.
Well, when she was talking about we're not Nassau-centric, and I say, wow, we are not. And we have the family islanders doing the same work we're doing, just all those services we talk about.
They offer them in the
there.
family islands too?
Yes, they have a family island division.
Yes.
In the family island, they cover everything. And sometimes out there in the family island, there's one social worker and a case aide. It could be rough out there.
I could imagine.
Covering a whole lot of social issues. And someone, when we look at social issues, back in the day when there was probably only one social worker dealing with a lot of things, and we got to look at the relevant time, because as time goes, social issues increase. So then now you need more staff to address those issues.
Definitely.
Yes. And so one of the things is we need social workers. We need more social workers in the Department of Social Services. And if anyone out there is listening, and I know you'll say, oh, y'all don't pay like that, and this, that, whatever.
That's why you need the special type person.
Right, the special person.
If you are compassionate and if you love seeing people, like to empower people and see people grow and see children strive and all of this stuff, good stuff, please, the Department of Social Services needs you.
Now, let me ask a question. Either one of you could answer it. What are some of the circumstances when a child is taken from the family home because of whatever reason, and the social workers play a role in that?
Okay, I don't want to steal Tammy Ramming's thunder.
Oh, Tammy is in that area? Sorry, Tammy.
Tammy's in that area. I see the time is just going by quickly. So
Go ahead. We'll pick that up with Tammy when she comes on.
I think that would be good.
Yeah, but you can share what you would like to share, Mr. Valier, please.
Well, definitely child protection.
Yes.
And so any circumstance that warrants a child needing protection, we would become involved.
Okay.
Yes, we
good
become
stuff.
involved.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Like I say, the public really don't have an appreciation for all the work that is done by social workers.
Yes.
And the
We
theme
do
for
a
this
whole
month
lot.
is the time is right for social work.
Yes, sir.
It's really right for social work right
Yes,
now. Yeah, and we need to have a greater appreciation. And I think, like you mentioned, Ms. Newbold, a lot of times you work in anonymity. People don't realize what you're doing and what you do. So it's good to have you here this morning. Anything else you would like to add? Where do social workers normally work?
Oh, they work everywhere. They work in the hospitals. They, social workers are even in banks. They're in law firms. They're everywhere. Child protection, like we say, disability, especially the mental issues. When we have to deal with mental issues, in institutions, we're dealing with mental issues. We get medical social services and we get psychiatric social services. and we deal with these issues
mental issues
as clinical social work.
Yes.
So dealing with diagnosing and helping the doctors when it comes to treatment plan, how to deal with these clients who have mental issues.
So you have social workers stationed at Silence Rehabilitation Center?
Yes, sir.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
No one is at the prison, though?
Yes.
Yes.
You have social workers at the prison?
Yes, the
we're at the
welfare
prison.
unit is at the prison. Yes.
Didn't know that.
Yes, and taking care of the social needs of the prisoners.
Really?
Yes.
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 If they ask to,
This
pay.
stretch very vast. It's a vast
We're
network.
everywhere. Social workers are everywhere. We're in the courts.
Everywhere.
We're everywhere.
The military, everywhere. We social workers everywhere.
So tell me about some of the plans for this month, Social Work Month, which is a big month for you under the theme. The time is right for social work. What are some of the plans, Ms. Newbold?
Well, the time is right for social work, and I am so happy that we are here to share with the general public what's going on.
Yes.
And it's the Professional Social Workers Month Committee in conjunction with it's also, we had a forum with Department of Gender and Family Affairs and the Department of Social Services. So we're working together on this. And we started out with talking about the Bahamas at Sunrise to let people know what we were going to do this month.
Yes.
And so we were there on the 4th of March.
Okay.
Then after that, we had a church service on the 6th of March.
Where did you go?
Universal Village Ministries.
Under the leadership of?
Deborah, Pastor. Deborah.
A social worker.
A social worker.
Who is one of our very own social workers.
Oh, good morning.
Yes.
Deborah Smith.
Yes.
I know Deborah Smith.
Yes.
I should know Deborah Smith.
Yes, and
she's been around a little while.
Yes.
Yes, good morning. I didn't realize she was a pastor.
And that service was uplifting as usual, and it reminds us that, hey, we have to be grateful.
Yes.
The things were going on around us today.
Right.
A lot of families being affected by death.
Yes.
And it has touched everybody, everyone.
No one is exempt.
No one could say, since COVID, that, hey, nothing happened in my family.
Right.
You know, and so it was services to be grateful, be thankful, and also we help one another.
Yes.
Look around. Your family need help. Neighbors need help. Start helping and looking out for one another.
And we have to go back to that how we used to be, look out for one another.
Yes.
When back in the day when I grew up in the valley, and people always say the valley. Yeah, I grew up in the valley, right over the hill here. If you came home, the neighbors could tell you who been by your house, who was on the porch, who been in your yard, whatever. They watch out for you. Now that you don't even know who your neighbors are.
Yes.
And then right now, you don't even know their names, seriously. A lot of times you don't know their names.
Yes.
Someone would come looking for Mr. So-and-so, and I don't know who that is, and then you try out the voice to live right there. So we've changed quite a bit. But like you said, we have to put some gratitude into our attitudes.
Yes.
Be grateful for what we have, right? Because it's not an easy road.
No, it is.
It is not an easy road. So,
but let me
Go
just
ahead.
finish with our activities because you asked
please.
we have planned.
Yes.
And on the 8th, our very own again, social worker, pastor, social worker, Deborah Smith was the panelist on the International Women's Day Forum.
Awesome.
And that was in conjunction with Department of Gender and Family Affairs.
Yes.
And she spoke about social work in the Bahamas. And she talked about, and she was she was so passionate. She just made me proud.
Right.
And when she talked about it too, it was to include men too. A call out to men too to join and be social workers because
you hardly see men around, eh?
The majority are females.
Yes.
Yes. And that was one of the things.
But you need some men.
We need the men. We always need the men.
Yes, we need some men
we
to
need
step up.
Yes, men, we need you.
Yeah, we need. There's a clarion call for some men to join social services or social workers.
Yes.
Continue, Ms. Newbold.
And the 15th, which is today,
is
today. International Social Workers Day.
Wow.
And also this day too, we say we want to show appreciation to the social workers in the department. So, in conjunction with the Professional Social Workers Month Committee, in conjunction with the department, do just a little token of appreciation, which we're going to deliver to all the...
Today?
Yes, today.
Awesome, awesome.
And please, if you hear me, all of you or your businesses out there, if you want to just show appreciation to a social worker, today is the day. But not just today, it could be this whole month.
Right.
You know, could be lunch. You could treat us to lunch.
Yes, yes, yes.
Do something, you know, wonderful for us. And that goes for the family islands, too.
Please don't leave the
social
family islands
workers
out.
In the family islands and Grand Bahama.
Yes.
Please, if you hear me, you know, you could give us a little treat today. We will appreciate that.
This is your day.
Really, you know.
This is your month,
Yes.
but today is the day.
Today is the day.
Yes.
Okay. And then on the 18th, we have a individual in-house poetry competition.
Okay.
And to depict The Time Is Right for social work. So
you
that
have
has
first and
prizes.
ready.
Yes, we have first, second, and third prize. You know what the first prize is?
No, please.
$150.
Stop it.
The second
Wow.
prize is $100.
Yes.
And the third prize is $50. You know, a lot of times you want to give little prizes, but a lot of here, but man, I could do with that money.
Yes,
So
for sure.
You know what?
For sure.
Give them money.
Yeah, that could stop
you know,
something.
Yes,
Yes, that's right.
Give them money.
It could stop something.
Okay. I know who in hell don't want that money?
That's right. Maybe Mr. Duval, yeah, but me.
No. Yeah.
Yes.
And we also have a Social Worker of the Year. And that
Okay.
will be announced on the 25th at our Unity Luncheon, which will also be on the 25th at the Department of Social Services. We have it outside in
Okay.
the tent.
Nice.
Because of COVID, so we
Yes.
spread out. And again, if you all want to shower us with gifts then,
Yes.
we will appreciate it. We say thank you in advance. And I would also like to say right now, too, the Kidney Center. And
Okay.
we thank them for donate. They always donate to us, the Professional Social Workers Month Committee.
Yes.
And they did give a
Is that
monetary...
Dr. Ronnie Knowles' place
Yes.
and the kidney specialist?
Yes.
Yeah, she was on this program.
Yes.
Yeah,
so-
good
and
stuff,
we,
good
we,
stuff.
We say thank you to the Kidney Center for their donation.
Awesome sauce, awesome.
Okay.
All right, but we're going to take a break right
Maybe do.
Let
Can
me
I
come
say
back.
one more thing?
Yeah, please, go right ahead.
And
Yeah.
T-shirt day. T-shirt day is every Friday. At the Department of Social Services, we wear T-shirts, and today also we wear T-shirts with the time is
T-shirt
right
and
for
jeans?
social work. T-shirt and jeans.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, Ms. Newbold, yes,
Yeah,
wonderful.
we
stuff.
gotta love ourselves.
Yes,
we
you
gotta,
have to,
we
you
gotta
have
blow
to.
our own horn, like someone tell me.
Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Thank you. But we're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, we'll continue our discussion with these lovely ladies from Social Services. We have Miss Lorraine Duvalier and Miss Newbold, and then coming up later will be Tommy Rami. We'll be right back after these messages.
Physical distancing isn't the same as being socially distant. I know that sometimes it can be a bit difficult not being able to engage in the in-person social activities that we did before, whether that be going to the movies or just hanging out in person. But remember that different does not mean distant. As the generation of technology, we can get creative in planning virtual parties with friends and family. Play online games with friends. Plan virtual family parties. Start a cooking competition among cousins, or do a virtual dance party. If you do gather in person, however, remember to avoid gathering in large groups. Always ensure that you wear your mask to cover your mouth and nose. And remember, wash and sanitize your hands often.
This week on Journey TV, celebrate the journey of love with world-renowned transformational coach Lisa Nichols and veteran sports reporter Marcellus Hall. Hear their inspiring story of overcoming past failures to find and secure a beautiful forever love. Catch this life-changing story this Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on ZNS. Journey TV, we share life's truths.
There's a spark of greatness in each of us. That spark is called personality. Individual gifts and talents provide the fuel to set that spark ablaze. Each child has the right to an education which values their personality and nurtures their talents. while teaching them to be respectful to their parents and their cultures.
300-8477. It's safe, and the life you save may be your own.
This public service announcement was brought to you by Crime Stoppers in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
The views expressed on this show, interview, or program are not necessarily the views expressed by the ZNS Radio Network and, by extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Welcome back to Immediate Response. This is the time for our shout-outs now, which is brought to you proudly by Bahamas Retina and Eye Care Service in Sandyport, where Dr. Dawn Russell Hermans is the ophthalmologist, and she have a great team out there with her doing an excellent job. This morning, a shout-out goes to Anna Valson, Brother Roy Johnson, Leroy Skipper Johnson from the Valley, Kingsley Monroe, Leon Williams, Gerald and Sandra Bullard, Ian Colebrook, Edward Colebrook, Kevin Colebrook, Wendell Jurgens Ferguson, Kevin Christie, Dawn and Dorothy Major, Randy Skipper Woods in Canada, Freeman DeVoe through Peardale, Amos Pinder, Ella Francis Hall, Gregory Thompson, Angela Smith, Shervin Bain, Latoya Hannah Moxie, Campbell Clare, Gemma Wilkinson, Evan Dean, Nathaniel Adderley, William Cash Jr., good morning, Maria Kelly, Desiree Aubrey Clark, good morning, Wellington McPhee in Exuma, Linda Denise Evans, Raphael Munnings and his lovely wife Wendy Munnings, Lana Munnings, Gail Munnings, Greg Munnings, Tamara Munnings Ramming, Lambert Ramming, Mario McKay, Captain Anthony Allens, Mr. and Mrs. Ronaldo Russell, Emerson Stanton Roll, Jervin Smith, Justina Winder, and Roscoe Thompson over in Abaco. And happy birthday greetings goes out to Tia Thompson, celebrating a birthday. Dr. Dwayne Sands is celebrating a birthday. Maria Shanita Bull, happy birthday. And the distinguished Lieutenant Governor with Excellence, Christine King Wallen, is celebrating a birthday today. Birthday greetings also goes out to Donna Ramming Store and Sophia Bailey from Ingrid Roma. And happy anniversary to a wonderful couple celebrating 42 years, Philip and Charlemagne Stubbs. Congratulations, 42 glorious years, Philip Stubbs and his lovely wife Charlemagne, formerly Charlemagne Bryce. And on a sad note, in the Valley, again, Edwin Lightbourne, who was an executive here at ZNS many years ago, but from the Valley, his sister Edith passed away, and condolences is coming in from Leroy Johnson and everyone else in the Valley. As Ms. Newbold just mentioned, there's so much stuff we're dealing with in this time of our lives. So we offer condolences to Mr. Edwin Lightbourne and his family on the passing of his sister Edith just recently. And may God keep them during their time of bereavement. Welcome back. And we are joined in this segment now by Tammy Ramming. Welcome, Tammy. Tell us who you are and what you do in this great ministry.
Okay, so my name is Tammy Ramming, like you said. I'm a social worker attached to the Child Protection Unit, which is the best unit. I don't want to be biased.
Oh, okay.
Just got to put that out there.
Yes, the Child Protection Unit.
Yes, the best one.
All right. Mm-hmm. Now, Tammy, I had asked a question that Mr. Valier deferred to you about when is the situation right? What situations that are created that a child is taken from the family home?
Well, child protection deals with a number of different issues. We deal with physical abuse, emotional abuse, neglect, sexual abuse, and there are a number of other things. We deal with child endangerment, things you may not even think of. Someone may have called saying, hey, this lady's in here with this generator and has all the windows closed and the child is in there. That's still a situation that a social worker has to come in.
Wow.
So that's different things, but nothing is done without an investigation.
Right.
Yes. So
okay. What are some other situations that you have to remove a child from the family home?
Well, to remove a child, we definitely have to do investigations.
Yes.
We definitely, if it's a sexual abuse matter or a physical abuse matter, we want to keep them away from the perpetrator.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons we may want to remove them.
Yes.
Sometimes with the parents being mentally unstable, that's another issue. We work with the parents to get them back stable, but in the meantime, we do have to remove the children.
Yes, yes.
So it's a number of issues.
And just to help out also, any situation where a child would need protection.
Yes,
any situation.
Any situation.
Any situation.
Okay. Let me just throw the phone numbers out here for a moment. The numbers to call today, 325-5404, 325-5405. Mr. Valier, you wanted to add something?
Yes, and we have hotlines. So
yes,
you were throwing out your numbers.
Yes, throw the
We're gonna
hotline
throw
number,
our
please.
numbers
That's
as well.
important. Throw the hotline, because the last time you were here,
Yes.
someone called for the hotline. Yeah,
Yes.
we had a call who wanted to know the hotline. Yes, go.
So I'll go slowly because I'm trusting that our listeners would have a pen and a paper nearby. 322-2763, 322-2763, or 422-2763. And our office numbers are 397-2550, 397-2524. So you can call those numbers and you will get help.
Okay, thank you. And I'll go back to Tommy then.
Yes.
Tommy, what are some of the challenges that you found working as a social worker? This is Social Work Month, and the theme is the time is right for social work.
Time is right.
Yes, the time is right. What are some of the challenges that you found as a social worker?
I think some of the main challenges as a social worker, which I've not been in this profession as long as Mr. Valier.
Oh, no, she's been in for a while.
Yes. I'm learning from her.
Yes,
I'm learning from her.
She's been in for a while.
Yes. But I think two persons, or when they hear social workers, or when they see us coming to their home, or hear us calling them on the phone, they're not as cooperative.
Right.
And we're only there to help. We're not
they don't
there,
understand that.
No, we're not there to scare you or to immediately take your children or anything like that. We're here to help you to get back to, like Miss Mubul said, to your normalcy, to what your best, what you can do. So I think that's the biggest challenge with just the outlook on what social workers, who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
And what they do.
Exactly. So, Mr. Valier, what else can we expect during Social Work Month?
Well, I'd want to add, though, to what Tommy was saying. Since I've been in the department forever and ever, there's always been a problem with staff. So that's a big, big challenge because the work is so great. There are so many expectations, but there are not enough persons to be able to do that.
Yes.
And so I have found that we have never had enough staff, because the depth of the work that is needed in order to bring that family, as Tammy said, to normalcy. It's not anything that happens overnight.
Right.
It's something that, months and months and
You
months.
go into.
Yes.
Yes.
And it takes a very long time.
The laborers are few.
Yes.
The laborers are few.
The cases are high.
Yeah, and the cases are high. A high caseload.
Yes.
Particularly now, with a lot of things going on in the country, as we would see.
Yes, because, the economy has changed and everything. And as Andrea had said, a lot of persons are now out of work. And so that comes with a whole new set of social issues. Because in addition to the unemployment, you also have, in some cases, increases in domestic violence. You have increases in child abuse. We have increases in sexual abuse because persons are just home, in that frustrating environment, and they're doing all sorts of stuff, Mr. Finlayson.
Really?
And so it comes to our attention. And so sometimes, she said persons are not as receptive to us because they know by the time social workers come in, something is going on wrong in there. And, we're going to get involved. And we would take whatever social partner that we need in order to help us to do our work, be it the police or the doctors or whatever stakeholder we need to help us resolve that situation.
I just got a text here and they're asking what happens in the case where a child is being sexually abused and the mother is in denial about it.
Okay.
Sexually abused. What happens in that case? That's a text.
Well, definitely that's something that should be reported through the hotline. I just want to say that when you call the hotline, that's an anonymous thing. You don't have to say your name.
Oh, good. Very
Yes.
good. Very good.
So we encourage everyone to report it.
Yes.
Even if you are not 100% sure, it's better to know.
Right.
Yes.
And so we can go in and investigate it. It may
Right.
not be true, but let us go in and make sure.
Yes.
So in that case, we would want you to report it, and social workers will be on it within 24 hours when you report it to that hotline.
Within 24 hours.
Within 24 hours.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. What about in the case of someone reporting the absentee from school? If someone calls in to say, I live next door and I see these children, they ain't been to school for so long, and they report it to you all, how is that handled?
We go in and we find out what the situation is. And as I had spoken before, it may be a valid reason that we can become
Uniforms,
involved.
food.
It may be a situation where they don't have identification to get into
Yes.
school. And we
Explain that to me, Mr. Varney, though, because I mean, it sounds simple.
You have
It
some
sounds very
parents
simple when you say
who will
identification.
not register their children for school.
And why is that?
And they will not register them because they have not registered their birth.
Oh, so that creates a big problem.
That creates a big problem.
But why wouldn't a parent register the birth? Help me out. Help me understand this.
Neglect.
Just
That's
neglect.
a form of neglect,
That's
yes.
a form of neglect.
Wow.
And you would find too, Mr. Finlayson, if you have one type of neglect, you usually have a lot of
Yes.
other types of neglects.
Yes.
The way we're trained, if we go into a house and the house is all messy and whatnot,
It leads to some
we
other
know that
things
something else is
going
happening. If we look at the child and the child looks hungry and the hair looks red and whatnot, we're trained to see this looks like a malnourished child.
Right.
That is why not anybody can do social work.
Yes.
Because we can go into a situation, we can look into that situation and just by a cursory glance see what else is happening there.
Yes.
When we do our interviews, we are trained so that the questions that we ask, we know that something else is going on.
Exactly.
And so we don't just,
Yes.
deal with the surface. And so, anybody who thinks that they can do social work, they are greatly mistaken.
Yeah,
you have to be trained.
You have to be trained. Yeah, it's not easy as it looks.
No,
definitely.
Yeah, from the outside looking in, people think we just do.
They feel that all we're doing is getting into people's business.
Right, and that's not the case.
But we're paid for that.
Yeah, right, yes. And
We're paid to do that.
Yes, and now there's also some other kind of abuse in terms of where some parents would say to their children, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're pathetic, you're ignorant. I wish you were not born. You can't be my son. I send you to the shop for a loaf of bread and you bring back cigarettes. Boy, what I could do with you. That kind of verbal abuse. How do we deal with that, Ms. Raming?
Well,
Yes,
that's
Tommy.
Yes, that's verbal abuse and goes into the emotional abuse because then you're causing some emotional harm to your child at that point.
And it stays with them for a long time.
A long time, longer than we think.
Yes.
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 So a lot of times we try to do the parenting program. We do counseling as well for both parent and child
Okay.
to try and see if we can
You have a
work.
great parenting program from what I understand.
Oh, definitely. It's
Yeah,
it's
an
the
awesome
best.
parenting program.
It's the best.
It's the best.
It's the best.
All right, okay.
Internationally known.
Yeah, okay.
And it is free. Yes.
It is free?
It is free.
Yeah, that's FREE.
Anyone who wants to brush up, come on down.
You can't beat that.
No.
I had on this program, I do an author's day for Bahamian authors once a week. And a lovely lady who works for ZNS, and she shared the story. She wrote a book, memoir, on absentee father. She said she never had a relationship with a father, and she wrote a letter to him. And unfortunately, time as he got the letter, he was dead. But it had scarred her a whole lot. So talk about the absentee fathers, parenting. Ms. Duvalier.
Okay, well, definitely we know that it takes, and it was no accident that it takes a man and a woman to make a child.
Right.
And so there is no accident that a child needs both a mother and a father in order to be a balanced person. They keep saying it, that a woman cannot teach a boy to be a man.
Yeah, they say that
Nor
often.
the other way around.
Yes, yes.
And there's no, I'm not knocking a single parent, because you would have single parenthood that comes about as a result of so many issues.
Yes.
It could be domestic violence. We're not advocating, mother and father at any cost.
Right.
No, you would do great harm to that child if that child would be allowed to remain in a very troubled environment. You don't want that. But the ideal situation is a mother and a father, because what the father brings to the table to that young man is not something that the mother can bring to the table.
Exactly.
To teach the child how to treat a woman, and you know, how to act and all of that, how to be courteous, you know, how to you know, just to be a man.
Exactly.
And the other way around, you know, with young ladies, you know, you teach them to walk a certain way, you know, to fold your hands a certain way, just the social graces.
You're right.
People say you're acting cute and whatnot, but what we call it in you know, days gone by, brought-up-see.
Yes.
Brought-up-see.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And
You're showing your age now,
yes.
Mr. Valier.
That's fine. That's fine, and I'm not ashamed of that. You know, I'm not ashamed.
No, but
of
brought-up-see
that
is right. That's you're correct.
But you know, the parents, and that shows in different ways.
Okay.
You would find that a girl who didn't have a father, you'd find that she would gravitate toward older men.
Yes.
And that's father absence.
Yes.
And you
that
know,
creates some
I don't know
problems.
what excuse it is for the men now with these young women. I don't know.
Well, that's a discussion for another show.
Yes, but
well, what's that all about, Tommy?
That is a
I don't want
discussion
to
for
open
another
up a
show.
can of
Mr.
worms.
Valier,
I
what is
hope
it all
I
about?
didn't.
Men, call us in. Men, call,
But,
please call.
You would find different problems manifesting themselves
Yes.
as a result of parent absence.
Okay.
But in terms of parenting, what I would want to say is that relationship is so crucial between a girl and her father, and between a boy and his mother. And if that is interfered with in
Yes.
any way,
It's a problem.
it you know, problems result.
Thank you, Mr. Valier. Let me go back over to Tommy. Tommy, what happens in a situation where there's a woman who's been abused in the family, in the household, and at what point do you recommend that they leave that family home to go to a safe house or to go somewhere else, just to remove themselves from that as a social worker?
Well, that's one of the first things we would recommend. That's right away. That's not something we would say leave. Say, okay, try it out another month or whatsoever.
And wait till it gets better.
Yeah,
you know,
we
'cause
would
it's
not
going
recommend
to.
that.
It's
No.
not going to.
We would recommend them to leave at that time, go into a safe house. They can do joint counseling, and we would go from there.
Because it won't get better, is what you're saying.
No, definitely not.
No.
And it definitely needs time, counseling,
Yes.
for different decisions and different actions to be made. So we would definitely recommend them to leave right away, put them in a safe house, and then we will work from there. We do have a domestic violence counseling unit as well.
Okay.
So I just want to mention that. A little shout out to them.
I have a text here I need to read, just from Carol Hannah, St. Barnabas Anglican Church,
Yes,
my
Hannah.
big sister. Morning, quite a good program today and important. Taking good care of family is so important, and the children must be loved and their needs met. The complete family is so important. It sets the pace for children's success in school. Thank you, Ms. Hannah. And I agree with that, eh?
Yes,
the
Yes,
complete
educator.
Yes, that's right.
I know Carolyn.
You know Carolina?
I know.
She's a legend.
Yes.
Yes, she's a legend. She's a legend. Yeah, so you will pull them out now. What happens when, for some reason, women have a change of heart? And they've been abused by the man in the relationship. And then after a while, you've been working with them, trying to help them to see the right way to make the moves. And then they come back and tell you, well, he said he could change. I ain't going nowhere no more. I ain't fooling with that. How do you deal with that? Any one of you could take that question. Because I know it can become frustrating to you as social workers. Mr. Valier, you want to take it?
Yes, I think that a lot of persons, and see, this is where social work comes in. Number one, you're free to do it, but if children are involved, that's when we're going to get involved.
Yes.
We're not going to let those children be harmed.
Okay.
And so, as an adult, you're free to make a decision. But what we do is, of course, we try to work with them. What a lot of people don't understand is they are in love with those people. Whether it's a man or a woman, they are in love with the person, albeit we may say, well, I would never do that or whatever. But if you're in a situation where you are with a man, he treated you well, you fall in love and whatnot, When he hits you, he comes back, says he's sorry,
Right.
and loves you up after that and whatnot. You will just keep coming back and coming back and coming back.
Exactly.
But you have to. But in order to break that cycle, you will have to make a decision to leave that relationship. And it's something that we can only point out to you, the benefits of it. We can only try to help you. But in the end, it's something that a decision that you
It's up to the individual.
It's up to the
Yeah,
individual.
even though you've shown them the errors of their ways and everything else, it's up to them.
And not so much the errors of their ways, because that's, that's kind of strong. But we would show them the pros and the cons and just try to, because we're not trying to make any decision for them or force ourselves on them.
Right.
But
Okay, I have another text here, and it's good morning, and this is from Dorothy Major. I want to say hats off to the social workers. The ladies are gifted with a special grace to do what they do. The country really needs them. Thank you, Dorothy Major. Dot, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, and I agree. I agree with that. The country really needs you, and then, like I said earlier, it takes a special person to be a social worker.
Yes.
It looks easy, but it takes a special temperament and a sense of understanding, a sense of compassion to be a social worker. We have a few minutes left. You want to share anything else, Tammy? Tammy Ramming.
Oh, I just want to piggyback on what Ms. Newell would have said earlier as far as encouraging persons to come into the profession.
Okay, yes.
I know when I was in college at UB, which was College of the Bahamas at the time.
Okay.
Of course, we saw business students, and they were graduating by the hundreds.
Right.
And social workers, we were graduating by the fives.
Ooh.
Okay?
Right.
So it's a big gap.
Yes.
And there's a lot of work to be done. So I do want to encourage young people to get into it. If you have this compassion in your heart to help people, like Ms. Newell said, to see them strive, and to just study the environment, because it's really a study of the environment, the person within the environment.
Yes.
So I just want to encourage young persons to maybe look at social work. Yes, at UB. Because UB has the 4-year course. So, and if someone...
UB is a great institution.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Shout outs to the president and all those great people down there.
Yes.
Over at UB, yes.
And definitely shout outs to all the social workers today.
Yeah, this is your day.
On the family islands, from now director straight down.
Yes.
So we want to just give them a shout out.
And if you see, you run into a social worker today, treat them to lunch. What else you want today?
I'd like to join Tammy in saying that I'd like, on behalf of the minister, on behalf of Acting Director Kim Sawyer, to say Happy Social Workers Day to all of the social workers within the Department of Social Services.
Good morning, Ms. Sawyer. Good morning, Ms. Kim Sawyer. Yes. I know we have just about two minutes, so I'm going to give you that. And but let's look for those social workers on the family islands, eh?
Yeah.
Sometimes they have a heavy workload,
a
heavy caseload.
They certainly
Yeah, they do. Anything you want to leave with them, Tammy?
With the social workers?
Yeah. Any thoughts you want to lead with the social workers?
Well, definitely on the...
You've been good at what you've been doing, and like you say, there's only been a few.
There are a few of us, and they're doing an excellent job. We're doing an excellent job, and I want them to be encouraged.
Yes.
To keep on going.
Do not get buried in doing well.
No.
Something you said, Mr. Finlayson, about a special person being a social worker, not just as a profession, but it's a ministry.
It's a ministry, yes, exactly.
It's a ministry.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
You cannot be paid for the time and
exactly.
the effort.
I'm so happy you mentioned that. It is a ministry.
And it's not just a job.
Right.
Because when persons come to you, they would say, well, you don't have any feelings. You don't know how I feel and whatnot. But at the end of the day, after persons come to you with all of their problems and whatnot, it's a very, very hard thing to bear, and it bears upon us mentally, emotionally, and whatnot.
I'm sure, and then you have your own life problems.
And then we have our own families, I should say, to go home to, and then we have to be whole in order to go to them and to have something left for them, and so I must say, and I'm certain that I can speak for all of the social workers, if you don't have God with you, you're not going to make it.
Wow, it's not an easy road.
It's a mental health. It's classed among health workers and mental health workers.
And you're never off.
No, you don't leave it.
You're never off. No, you're never off. You're always on. Someone could run into you anywhere and approach you. Or call you at any time.
They do.
All that
They do.
they do
At any time and call you and need your help. Once they know who you are as a social worker. So like I said, it takes a special kind of person.
Yes.
But this month is your month. The time is right for social work. We want to celebrate you. We want to thank you for the great job you're doing in the community and in our family islands. A lot of times, like I say, you work in obscurity and anonymity. People don't know who you are and what you do. They just see you. Yeah. Talk about the school system for 1 minute before you go. The social work in the school system is
there's a social worker attached to all of the schools.
All the schools have
one. And the thing about it is you will have one social worker who has about 10 schools.
Yes.
And
10 schools?
And private schools, they're attached to the private schools as well.
Yes.
And so,
that's a heavy case load.
Oh, yes, that's a heavy load. And so when Tammy was appealing and also Andrea appealing to...
we need to get some more in.
Yes,
definitely.
Go to UB and get your degree.
Yes.
All right?
Definitely.
Yes. Okay, Belle, I know this is our time, but I was hoping to get Andrea in there to say one last word, but she can't say that right now. So I'll give Ms. Duvalier the last word, the final word, as they say. I want to thank you all for being here today and congratulate you on the awesome work that you're doing. And this is Social Work Month, and it's important to take time out to celebrate you. You know, we tell people die to celebrate them and recognize them. And I don't believe in that. I think you should get your flowers and stuff now while you can appreciate it. Eh?
Yes, we should.
Yes. So as a senior person, you have the last word.
Well, as Tammy has said, and also Andrea, we are appealing to the public. We're appealing to the students. We know that we are very well aware that on the college campus, it's not a prestigious degree.
Right.
Everybody says, what are you doing? I'm doing biochem. So everybody, and so that sounds just great and whatnot. But it's a satisfying, very satisfying career. And our reward is really not here.
No.
For that.
Yes.
And I'd like to thank all of the persons who have supported us over the years, previous ministers, previous PSs, and they've appreciated our staff. They've helped us, and we'd also like to say thank you.
Yes.
To them.
I want to send a special shout out to the former PS. Fedra Raming Turnquest. Yes, who's now gone on, but she played an integral part over at Social Services for years. Well, thank you, ladies, so much. I appreciate you. I know you have a busy schedule today, and I hope someone pull you over and buy you lunch today. Like you said, treat a social worker to lunch today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after these messages on Immediate Response.
Last couple years caused you to gain?
For as long as we've been a country, these islands have been a favorite for royalty. And for as long as the royals have adored us as a people, we've always been hospitable and gracious hosts. From a colony to a nation, now on the cusp of its golden anniversary, these shores have celebrated royal visits with class and dignity that is wholly Bahamian. As Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth celebrates her platinum anniversary on the throne, the islands of the Bahamas welcomes the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge on this, their first visit to the country. Our coverage starts Thursday, March 24th at 4 p.m. and continues through their departure Saturday, March 26th. The ZNS Network, your home for the royal visit. William and Kate.
During this World Diabetes Awareness Day, the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the Pan American Health Organization and the World Health Organization wants to advise you that to lower your chance of getting high blood pressure and diabetes, here are some things you can do.
Eat healthier foods such as fruits and vegetables. Exercise for 30 minutes a day, 4 times per week. Get to your ideal body weight. Cut back on the amount of alcohol you consume and stop smoking. If you have already been diagnosed with diabetes, take care of yourself. Make sure that you have a blood sugar monitoring machine at home. If you need one, visit the nearest public health clinic. Talk to your healthcare provider today about how you can live a longer and healthier life. with or without diabetes. Remember, your health is in your hands.
This message is brought to you by PAHO WHO, Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and the Healthy Bahamas Coalition.
Music producer and recording artist Katya joins us next time on Journey TV. Katya shares her journey of healing and self-discovery, which gave her the tools to thrive through anxiety and the courage to share her music with the world. Don't you miss this inspiring story. Tune in Thursdays at 8 p.m. on ZNS. Journey TV, we share life's truths.
Andros is the #1 bone fishing destination on our planet. Sports fishermen visit our flats every year to participate in one of the most fulfilling outdoor activities known to man, fly fishing. And guess what? It's 100% sustainable. Without areas like the west side of Andros, sustaining this industry would be absolutely impossible. So let's take care of nature, and nature will take care of us.
You live down the alley?
Grammy, you realize you IDing me right now?
Boy, I raise no criminal. If you see what going down, call Crime Stoppers. They get no personal info. They just give you a PIN number.
So how you know so much about them?
How you think your uncle get up Fox Hill?
You serious?
If he want be can, I able to turn him in.
So uncle know you was a snitch?
Crime Stoppers ain't never could tell nobody. And for top info, they just give you cash.
You get paid and all?
You eating good, right? The light's still on, eh?
Grammy!
Bite your man up. Stop the crime before it's your time. Huh?
Call 328-TIPS or from the Family Islands 242-300-TIPS.
This public service announcement was brought to you by Crime Stoppers in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
The views expressed on this show, interview, or program are not necessarily the views expressed by the ZNS Radio Network and, by extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Welcome back to Immediate Response. In this segment, we are joined by some wonderful folks from the Stapleton Gardens Crime Watch Committee. And I'm going to start off with this gentleman right here. Just tell us your name and what you do and so forth, please, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Tomar Higgs. I am the Vice President of Stapleton Gardens Crime Watch and also the CEO of T&T Pest Control.
Welcome, Mr. Higgs.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, is that a Harbor Island Higgs?
Yes, it sure is.
Island in the house.
Harbor Island, Vera, Turks and Caicos.
Yes, that's right. You know your history.
Yes,
that might be Bambera. Do you know Bambera in Turks?
I've been to Turks once, but I didn't get to do.
You didn't go to Bambera. Did you go to Q?
No.
Most Turks Islanders are free to Q.
I just went to beaches.
Or you went to Providenciales.
Right.
You went to the tourist area.
Right.
Yes.
I had a blast though. It was good.
Yeah, Turks is beautiful.
It is. Quite.
Yes. Welcome, sir.
Thank
Good
you,
to have you here. And of course, this lovely young lady here, who is related to Sean the Dapper Don.
Good morning.
Morning.
And thank you, Mr. Finlayson, for your comments. My name is Cheryl Haven, and I am a part of the Stapleton community, and I'm responsible for the data collection and recording, compiling, putting everything together so that we know when a crime happens, where it happens, the time, the month, so we can help to guard our community along with the police and inform them. And that information is all compiled and have been recorded and kept for more than the past 5 years.
Welcome. Good to have you here, Ms. Haven. Good to see you. Now, I know from watching our news programs here at ZNS, of course, there have been some things in the community, but you all have been very active.
Yes.
I know there was a point where people were stealing gas tanks.
Yes.
So you want to speak about that? And somebody came up with a solution to it? Mr. Higgs, probably you want to share that? Because that's a vexing problem to come home and find your gas tank is stolen.
It's a serious vexing
It's
problem.
a vexing problem.
Throughout the Providence, but Stapleton has been... And the thing about it is, the culprits live in the area.
Really?
Yes. Yeah,
you would think if someone from a different area come into your area, but people who live next to you?
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, right in your own area are the culprits that are living there, And the thing about us, and see, we have what you call a WhatsApp group.
Yes, sir.
And we have like 250 members in it.
That are active.
Active.
Good stuff.
But we think there's a mold in there, and they're telling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Wow.
we have a patrol car, and we do our patrol. But during the pandemic, we couldn't really patrol like we wanted to.
Okay.
We did send out a memo to ask the commissioner to allow us. To allow us to go ahead and do patrols during the pandemic.
Right.
But he sent back, says, no, we couldn't. So we just we obeyed. We didn't do it, but we tried telling residents to be vigilant.
Yeah, very vigilant.
But
yes.
they can hit you at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when you're dead to sleep.
Right.
So what we started to do is we asked community to help us, and we started to get donations to put up cameras in the hot spots, which we've been doing. And also, we would try to. Well, we had the police in the chats, so they would know what's really going on. So we would tell the residents if you see a crime, report it. Call the police first, and then also let the group know that what's going on. So and then once something happens, we put up the little red light sirens to alert the police know, say, hey, something just happened on this street this time, and so forth. And that's how we've been pushing.
That's good stuff.
Right.
That's good stuff. Ms. Haven, you want to share some things that was happening?
Yes.
Please.
And with that data and information, we have communities, within our communities, when something happens, if we hear a dog barking to the east, to west, whatever time.
That's how serious it is.
Yes, whoever's up, a text would be sent in our WhatsApp group. Dogs barking sound like it's coming from this direction or this street or the back street. We named the street. Anyone up, look out. And so you have persons who would get up and they look out, check out their windows, turn their lights on, checking the neighbors, looking out to see what is happening.
Yes.
And through this information, we're able to say, okay, our main target areas, they look like they hit during the summer months, to August to this month. They look like they pick this date to that date. The time of the morning, anywhere between 2 a.m. and
You have good statistics and good intel.
So that's how we help ourselves, and we in turn help the police to monitor our area. So even though this is happening throughout the Bahamas, okay, we are keeping that data and sharing it. And so over the past few months, we have had a decline.
That's a good thing.
In the gas tank theft. So we don't want to let
But what did you do specifically? Anything that you want to share? Because I'm sure other neighborhoods are having that challenge of gas tanks. Tomorrow.
Oh yeah. So what we started to do is we did this initiative called Paint Your Gas Tank.
Oh yes.
So we decided to come up with a color, which is a loud lime green.
Yes, I saw that.
So we started it, and quite a few. We asked persons who wanted to volunteer to partake, and to get the gas tank painted.
Yes.
So we started off with the board members, and then we asked those to because the paint, we had to pay for the paint.
Right.
So we charged them a little what $5
or so.
something like $10 just to paint the top end of the tank. And actually, most of those tanks who actually was painted wasn't touched.
Wow. Yeah. It's a good deterrent.
Yes.
And that's a great idea and initiative you came up with, Brother Higgs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a great initiative. That's probably from your Turk side. No, that's your Brylan side. I got to leave that Brylan on there. So Ms. Avon, it seems as if this neighborhood watch group is really organized.
Yes, I would say so.
It really organized. I mean, and people come together to keep the community safe. What are some of the other challenges that you found in the area?
Well, the Japanese cars.
Okay.
All over, that has become a target. The bumper, the lights, the battery. You'd see it on social media where they would come and tug at the bumper, and once the bumper's off, the hood pops open, they pull out the light and the battery. So within the communities, not only our community,
but all these.
If most persons, we've decided to park their vehicles tight against their building,
yes,
it would prevent them from being able to pull the bumper off.
Right.
We're admonishing persons to get a dog, listen out to your neighbor's dogs, even help feed a stray dog if it's in the area so that it would hang around to be a watch.
Yes.
We are putting up In addition to our cameras we put on the hot streets, we ask persons to we raise funds.
Yes.
Our former MP also provided so many cameras for us.
Good stuff.
And we are putting them up through the areas, and we are admonishing persons to get floodlights.
Okay.
Some of them are quite inexpensive, motion-sensitive lights. So
Yes.
that the minute somebody walks to your yard, every so many feet, the lights would be coming on. So a thief may be a thief, but they don't want to be caught.
So, are you having the Stapleton area have experienced any break-ins? Not many, I guess.
Yeah, well, in the beginning.
In the beginning, you had break-ins. Because that's a vexing one,
when
too.
I
To
first
come
got
home
in-
and see your stuff.
Right.
It's a violation of your privacy and everything else.
Yes.
Okay, when we first started, when I first came into the board in 2018, it was serious.
Yes.
We had a lot of B&Es and home invasions.
Home invasions, too.
Yeah, it was so bad to the point where people was in their house and they had some kind of a spray or something they used to use, and they used to spray in the house, and the individual who was home would see the people, but they couldn't move.
Really?
They couldn't scream. Yeah, we talked to residents who experienced this. And
Are you serious, Mr. Higgs? Say this again, please.
No, it's
It might be happening in other areas.
Right, and it happened. But
There's a spray.
We don't know if it's a spray, but it's something they would do.
That paralyze people?
Paralyze the people. So
Wow.
they couldn't move. You know what I'm saying? And when they told us, I'm like, seriously?
Yeah,
I thought it was a movie thing.
I'm trying to figure this out
This is
now.
actually reality. You know,
This is real.
Where are they getting these things from? You know? So we try, and then that's when we got our car. Well, before we got our car, we used to go on our own personal cars and patrol.
Yes.
So that's how serious it was.
Wow.
And eventually it died down. It actually died down. But we haven't had a home invasion in a minute and a B&E in a minute. But I was a victim of a bumper theft.
Are you serious?
Yeah. What happened was my car that the transmission had gone out, so I was able to. I parked my car
Close to the building.
Close. Well, actually, the building it was to the bush. I
Okay.
pushed the face nearly in the bush.
Right.
And they still ripped off the bumper.
Oh. Wow.
But the good thing was that same night they was when they robbed me. They saw a guy walking on another street in Stapleton and tried to arm rob him.
Yes.
But the police was already alerted, and they came in and they caught them.
I'm just here trying to picture this. Stapleton is a middle-class community, yeah?
Yes.
I'm just trying to picture this. So people, and you say a lot, sometimes it's from the people who live within the community.
Well, those...
The tanks.
The tanks. But the other stuff where people come in.
Right.
Yeah. And so what is the deterrent to stop that? I mean, folks coming into the middle-class area to create these kind of activities.
We have a lot of persons who have cameras on their house.
Okay.
Yeah. So whenever they catch something, they would send in the group, okay, hey, this is what happened.
Yeah, that's
and then
good.
we'll send it to the police.
Right.
So when we first started it, I'm in charge of walkabouts.
Okay.
So what we do is we walk through the neighborhood.
Check things out.
Introducing ourselves.
Okay.
To the residents.
Mhm.
Let them know, hey, I'm the vice president. This is the president. This is Cheryl Haven. She's part of the board. We have a crime watch, and we would like to let you know that we have a WhatsApp group that we would like to have you to join. And it'd be great if you see anything, you can let us know, alert us. And we also have information in the group and so forth. So,
Yes, sir.
And that's how we grew the residents in the WhatsApp.
Good stuff.
And that's how now everybody is so used to the WhatsApp and so used to what we're doing.
Right.
And it's easy for them now. Anything happens now, like she said, the dog's barking.
Yeah.
They go, hey, there's a dog barking my street. If there's a
Right,
gunshot,
right.
hey, we have gunshots going on. Or there's a siren going, hey,
So people are very active.
Right. So I mean,
They're involved.
Right. So they love it, and then on top of that, we start to do initiatives to
Yes.
get more people involved.
That's good.
And like you said, with the Fun Run Walk, we started off the Fun Run Walk just for the residents.
But now it has grown.
Now it has grown, and now that Shawnee Miller is...
We're going to talk about that now.
Right.
Yes.
She is a homegrown Stapleton Gardens resident.
Oh,
Born
really?
and
Okay,
bred in
okay.
Stapleton. So we
You mean the legendary?
the legendary Olympian, yes. So what we did was when the board discussed about when we was going to do our Fun Walk, we said, hey, Shawnee Miller, sorry, Euro. She's the Olympian. So we said, hey, she is born and bred. So let's ask if she would mind to be honored to be a part of our Fun Run Walk. So we called her father,
Who is a resident.
Who's a resident. And, you know, we spoke to him, and she was in town, and we met with her on the McKinney Park. And she came with her husband, Mr. Ubro, and they're such humble, sweet people. Meet them was it was such an joy.
Good stuff, eh?
Good stuff.
Oh,
and
awesome.
She was so happy and excited that we are asked her to be a part of this. So she's going to be at the Fun Run Walk.
Yes.
Which is on March 26th. The walk starts at 6 a.m., but the registration is at 5 a.m. But we have an early registration, which is on this Thursday, the 17th, early registration to come out. In the
And how do
morning.
you register?
Okay, we have an early registration at McKinney Park at, I think, 10 o'clock?
A certain amount of time, but Miss Johnson, when she comes.
Yeah,
she's
Johnson.
that, yes.
She's going to limit the time.
Okay.
But it's on Thursday, because I know Thursday we are unveiling a billboard, Welcome to Stapleton, with 3 legends who were born and raised and lived in Stapleton. Shawnee Miller.
Yes.
Gus Cooper.
Oh, the legendary Gus Cooper.
One more.
Yes.
And Mr. C.W. Sawyer.
Yes.
Wow, awesome, awesome.
Right, so
Yes.
it's going to be a big billboard, which is going to be launched on Thursday at 10 a.m. All the media houses are going to be there.
Yes.
And we have all the families are there.
Right.
So we honoring their
And we have it up on the on our screen right now. But
right. So you know, it's going to be a big, like I said, Stapleton is doing a lot.
Yes.
We're doing a lot for Stapleton. Stapleton right now is on the map.
It is, yes. I could see reports often.
Right.
News reports of things that's
and
going
people
on.
who live in other parts, they might look here, y'all doing something, I need to move that.
Yeah, be seeing the reports.
People are moving from east and actually moving
Literally.
there once the home
Really?
is up for sale, or
Yes.
they are saying they want to move.
To Stapleton.
Yes. I tell
because
persons,
we're
if you have a
active.
property,
It's a safe area.
Yeah.
And very active.
I tell persons, if
Very
you have
active.
property in Stapleton, build. Because people want to move and they're willing to move.
My
Into
God.
Stapleton.
My,
Because
awesome.
it's more centralized.
Awesome,
We're very
awesome.
centralized.
Awesome.
And also, you have residents, whenever they see something happening, there's a strange car driving slowly through Washington Street, license number, blue cube, whatever. There's a strange guy, doesn't look like he belongs in this area, walking through, wearing a red shirt, blue pants, flip-flops. Please be on alert. So everybody
Yes.
is home. They're looking out.
Right.
We have residents who jump in their vehicle. They're going to take a ride throughout the community, and they're spotting these individuals. Because I know in the past, you had persons come in and just tampering with someone's vehicle. A neighbor saw it on the phone with the police, and in no time they were there. He had left. Everybody was on the alert. And so when he returned from through a particular street,
Yes.
the resident telephoned the officer because they were looking and they didn't see the guy because he had already went in the car and left. And someone was able to get on the phone while the officers were there. They say, "See you? That's the guy right there who's coming up the street." And they stop him, they search him, put him in the car,
Wow.
and off he went.
Wow, awesome. Awesome stories.
We ain't playing in Stapleton.
Stapleton, no.
So a warning.
This is a new Stapleton.
Listen, this is a warning to you, thieves and criminals who come to Stapleton. We are ready for you. We ain't playing.
So this is
a new Stapleton, like you said.
It's a new Stapleton.
That's right.
Obviously, it's a close-knit area now.
Yes, because we built it.
You
We
built it?
Yeah. We telling the residents, look here, we're here, and this is our home. We gotta protect it. If we don't protect it, who can protect us?
Exactly.
So we gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta come together as a community to fight the fight of stopping the crime.
And like Ms. Haven was saying, everybody is vigilant now.
Yes.
And I'm a kind of person like that myself. If I see a car parked there, I would notice that car's been there for a couple of days. And other people just pass oblivious and say, oh, and I say, that car's been there. You didn't see it? No, I didn't see it. And so you have to keep your antennas up.
You have to.
It's a strange car.
Yes.
So what is this car doing here? And pay attention, right?
Yes.
You have to pay attention.
Even if someone's dog got loose in the neighborhood,
right?
They say, hey, we take a picture of it and say, hey, whose dog is this?
Yes.
I'm telling you, that's what we're doing now. We're very vigilant in our
You caused
area.
me to share a story now with that. My daughter will kill me, but I have to share the story. Lianka, good morning. My princess, my only princess.
Hello. Good morning, Bianca.
Yeah. We have 3 cats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she's responsible for them now. And I got a call. It's too funny. I got a call, and I answered this. The lady says, is this where Cosmo lives?
Wow.
The cat is named Cosmo.
All right.
So I'm like, Cosmo, where's he? Yes, Cosmo. Is this where he lives? I said, yeah. And I'm trying to figure out. So I called my daughter. She says, well, he's in the back of my yard. This is from a neighbor. So I called my daughter and I said, yeah, this phone is for you. They calling for Cosmo, the cat. Right. Then she tells me, she says, well, Dad, I put a caller on, and on the caller is the phone number.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, very smart, because that was the funniest call ever. Whoever called me to find out if Cosmo lives, and Cosmo is my cat.
Right.
So these kind of things you need to do, eh?
Right, you have to.
But in the situation with the dog.
Right.
You have to do that.
Right.
Yeah. What are some other initiatives you have going on in the new Stapleton?
So we have the Fun Run Walk. Then we having soon to be what you call it?
South?
Well, the South. The South. Okay, the Fun Run Walk.
You could be on the range for the South. I mean, you're preparing the South.
Not me.
Yes,
we have residents who are who
You disavowed yourself very quickly. It must be Cheryl Haven then. Ms. Haven?
No, there are residents who.
No, we have residents who
So you're related to the Dapper Dawn. The Dapper Dawn said he's a good cook himself. Clark Lane in the house and Fox Hill.
So we have a South at the same day as the Fun Run Walk.
That's
the
good.
South starts at 8 o'clock.
Okay, what's the price of your sauce?
Chicken is 10.
10, yes.
And sheepdog is 15.
Okay.
Okay, and then I think following in the summer we can do a raffle.
Okay.
We can do a raffle. And
Yes.
I think Bahamas there is going to be on the raffle.
Right, wonderful.
So we have 2 tickets to anywhere to Bahamas that flies. That's one of the main raffles.
Okay.
I think that's basically it so far.
Yes,
unless Miss Johnson has more. I don't
She
know.
comes in.
Yeah,
She's
she
going to be
comes
in a minute.
Right.
Let me see what else Ms. Haven have before we go. We're going to a break in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
And also within our community, to keep everybody bounded and knit together.
Yes.
We have had in the past, last August and the December before that, we have had a movie night.
Okay.
So we hired the movie screen.
It's a big screen.
The first time we had it was during when the pandemic had opened for a while.
Yes.
And people came from as far away as up east, Elizabeth Estate.
They love Stapleton for whatever reason now.
I'm telling you.
We had movie night. You could everyone who was not in their vehicle, it was just like back in the old drive-in theater days when you come
and
in.
You remember that.
You come in and you have your speaker, you turn your radio onto a certain channel, and all the volume came right into your car. You had your movies and popcorn being distributed. Residents were lined the street outside. It was a wonderful movie night. So we had it again, this time on Holy Trinity Park in August last year. That's some of the ways we raise money.
Yes.
And so the community buy in, whether or not they purchase the tickets, they sell them, they donate whatever we ask for. You'll hear, okay, I can donate $50.
Right.
I can donate a case of water.
Awesome.
Some chicken.
Yes.
The hot dogs, the bread, the relishes, whatever it is. Persons come together and we have our bank account, which persons can donate to.
Yes.
We have everything authentic. We have the treasurer in charge, so there's one signing, receipt goes in, so you know we are on the up and up.
Yes.
And so we have residents who buy in, support. They don't want us to retire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
go ahead, Mr.
Another
Higgs.
thing we forgot that we had the Gus Cooper rush hour.
Oh, rush hour.
At Christmas.
December.
And
The
trust me,
legendary Gus Cooper, my hero from the Valley.
The boys came and took over Stapleton.
But that's what they would do.
And listen to me, people from all over came to
To
that.
follow the Valley.
Yes.
The Valley
When I
boys.
tell you, we had a junk on the rush hour in Stapleton. It was, I mean, people came from all over. Parked up like they was on Bay Street.
Bay Street was shut down, so wherever
We
they
shut
heard
down the whole
music,
street.
You serious?
All
persons
the police
arrived.
out there to make sure that the crowd was very family oriented.
That's a good thing.
It was so peaceful. The jungle was so nice. I even rushed. I told the leader, I said, you know what? It was my bucket list from when I was a kid, knowing
To
myself
rush.
that I always say I want to rush with the Valley Boys, and that was my
My
time.
time.
I had my cowbells, and I was shaking, boy. I was hurt the next day, but I had fun.
Yeah.
I had fun.
My, look at that, eh?
And
as they say, look at God.
Look at
Look
God.
at God. Because I'm from the Valley, you know, like you say.
that.
Yeah, look at God. And I'd say it every day. But But the key thing you said, Ms. Haven, was the buy-in. Obviously, you have the buy-in from the whole entire community.
Yes.
This is an exciting time, eh?
Yes,
In Stapleton.
Yes, it is, sir. And we have a number of small businesses within the community.
Okay.
We have the churches on the outskirts and
Well, I
the
know
school.
the Most Holy Trinity is there.
Yes, we have Holy Trinity.
The Most Holy Trinity.
And
we
they are
have
biggest supporters.
Bahamas Harvest.
Bahamas Harvest.
Yeah, Bahamas Harvest.
Pastor
Antioch Baptist
Moxie.
Church.
I got to give a shout out to Pastor Moxie.
Yes.
Pastor Moxie, shout out to you for being such
Thank
part
you.
and thank you for
supporting
your,
us in our camera initiative. So with all the small communities and within the community,
Yes.
and residents, whether or not you plot here or do a little sewing or whatever, we try to honor them and utilize, how do you say it? Keeps the money within the community.
Yes, good stuff,
So
good stuff.
whoever has the little gig or whatever going on,
Yes.
we support them as much as possible. So they will want to stay there, they contribute back, and it's helping to build the community. We're putting monies back within the community pockets as far as we can.
Good stuff. I need to send a shout out.
Because I have a small business, and I make sure I take care of my resident, and I give them the discounts.
Yes. That's good,
Within the
man.
residents. I
Yeah.
told them that.
Yeah.
So, TNT Pest Control, that's us. We try to make sure we take care of our residents.
I may have to move to Stapleton just to get that discount.
Yes.
But a shout out to Pastor Mario Moxie's mother, Sylvia
Pastor
Moxie,
Mario
Raccoon Key.
Yes.
In Stapleton Gardens. Yeah, the mother and all the sisters over there in Raccoon Key. Right in
He's building his church.
Yes, a big church.
And the property is humongous.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
We're excited to have him move his church
Into Stapleton.
Right.
Yeah, wow, awesome sauce. We have 30 seconds left. I give you 15, sir, and I will give Ms. Haven 15. Go ahead, Mr. Higgs. 30 seconds.
Okay, well, I'd like to say thank you to all the residents who've been buying into our board and to the Crime Watch, and also the small businesses, mostly the small businesses. You know what I'm saying? I want to say a shout out to all of them. I can call out some, but I can't remember all of them. Like Sweden's Auto,
Edith Vehicle, yes.
Eden's Farm and Nursery.
Yes.
TNT Pest Control, which is myself. Also, there's some Taunts Education,
Center for Education.
Okay, yes.
Yes, and then you got Holy Trinity Church.
The Most Holy Trinity.
Also, and Mr. Moxie, his church.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you all for being a part of this great Stapleton Gardens and the community, and also the Crime Watch and all our initiative. Oh, and Mr. Microfill.
Yes.
You got to give it to Mr. Microfill. He's one of our big supporters, and also he's part of our board too. Mr.
Eiffel.
Mr. Eiffel, right?
Mr. Eiffel on our website.
Yes,
we
Mr.
also
Eiffel,
have a
shout
website.
out to you, Mr.
Okay,
Eiffel.
good stuff. Yes, good stuff.
Great man. That's an awesome man.
Yes, he is.
Awesome
He is.
man.
Know the family. He's
Yes.
a good man.
Yes, he's
Well,
been
thank
there.
you. I'll give you the last 5 seconds now.
Okay, so Tomar here covered most of it. So when we on our patrols, we have like a 2-hour patrol time where different persons, these 2 or these 4 will go together, and then the shift changes over. So not only to the residents, but all our communities, the R&D Plaza, we go to outskirts and move in. So St. John's, when we roll through there, and their security.
The Green Giants.
The Green Giants, my former school.
Oh, the Green Giants. Yeah, we got about 5 of them here at that nest.
When the patrol car rolls through there, that's a lonely, isolated area.
Yes.
So the security guards there, they're glad to see, the Stapleton Crime Watch car rolling through.
Yes.
So we check on all of that. And also in December past Tomar, we had an initiative giveaway.
Yes.
So we drove through
and give back
a
to the
little car
community.
caravan giving away.
That sounds like people really have to move down to
Yes,
Stapleton.
little prizes, whether or not it was a gas voucher,
movie tickets. The residents came out and drove.
Yeah, and when they heard the horn,
And this is free.
persons donated it.
Yes.
We had your little Benny cake and your little wine and other little goodie bags. And so we just said, when you hear the horn coming through, they came out.
And also we had Julian Belize with us.
Yes.
You serious?
Yes, Mr. Belize. Yes, he was there. And so we drove through and up at almost 11 o'clock that night.
Wow.
And persons who waited up, they were in their PJs, they came out, they were on the roadside, collected little goodie bags. And just to say the thought count.
That's right.
The
Stapleton
thought
seems
count,
like
yes.
the place. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you also.
We'll come
Thank you,
back. We're going to go to a break, and then Ms. Johnson will come on.
Yes,
and
Mr.
she will continue to talk about the other events. Thank you so much. We'll be right back after these messages on immediate response.
For as long as we've been a country, these islands have been a favorite for royalty. And for as long as the royals have adored us as a people, we've always been hospitable and gracious hosts. From a colony to a nation, now on the cusp of its golden anniversary, these shores have celebrated royal visits with class and dignity that is wholly Bahamian. As Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth celebrates her platinum anniversary on the throne, the islands of the Bahamas welcomes the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge on this, their first visit to the country. Our coverage starts Thursday, March 24th at 4 p.m. and continues through their departure Saturday, March 26th. The ZNS Network, your home for the royal visit. William and Kate.
Resources of the Bahamas play a critical role in supporting Bahamian livelihoods. For example, the fishing and tourism industry, which include fishermen, seafood exporters, hoteliers, dive operators, restaurants, and others. Collectively, they generate approximately $1.5 billion a year. Therefore, we must respect and preserve what we have. These resources belong to us.
This is my livelihood.
This is my livelihood.
This is my livelihood.
So let's all do our part to maintain our local economy and a good quality of life. Remember, if we take care of nature, nature will take care of us.
Hey, y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys waiter today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been chewing some for some grouper dread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
Welcome back to Immediate Response. In this segment, we've been joined by two other dynamic individuals from the Stapleton Gardens Crime Watch Committee. We have Mr. Patrick Roll with us. Welcome, Mr. Roll. Good to see you.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, and the South Andrews roll.
Yes.
Came from Lord Roll in Exuma. And of course, we have Laquelle Johnson. Welcome.
Yes. Good morning.
Good to see you.
It's a pleasure.
Yes. Just an announcement before I get started. Direct Talk with David Wallace is coming up immediately after me on this program. And he's talking about the beauty of Ragged Island. And his guest will be Dr. Francina Thurston, Mr. Emmett Monroe, Miss Popintard Monroe, and Mr. Ed Curling, coming up immediately after this with Direct Talk, the one and only David Wallace. So welcome, Laquelle Johnson. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
There's a big event coming up in your area. I mean, I got text just now from some people saying that based on what the other two guests were just saying, they feel like moving to Stapleton Gardens.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
I mean, Stapleton's on the move.
Definitely.
I know one, Camille, she says, Stapleton sounds like a wonderful place to live. The Stapleton folks had a big smile on my face. Thanks, Camille. Yeah, and others are commenting on Stapleton.
Awesome.
You know,
awesome.
Others are commenting on Stapleton. Okay, that was just another comment. Oh, the next question is about the Fun Run Walk.
Yes.
Please, that's what's coming up.
Yes, definitely. You would have heard Vice President Thomas speak about the honoring of Shawnee Miller. We have a chat at
Shawnee Miller Weibo. Wow,
yes.
from Stapleton.
Yes,
wow,
yes.
A talented individual.
Definitely, definitely.
I think she went to SAC, eh?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Her father, definitely, Mr. Sean Miller.
Yes.
He's been very, very supportive in what we do. He's in the chat as well. And the night before she was going on to run,
yes.
we were praying the entire chat, the entire
All
community.
the Stapleton was praying for her.
Of course. Everybody was down on their knees and sending up prayers for her. And she's a wonderful individual. We met her personally. She travels a lot and so forth. And so we wanted to honor her in particular. And so we had several preliminary events leading up to what we will have on March 26th, the Fun Run Walk.
Yes.
On February 28th, we had our Media Appreciation Day, and of course we invited ZNS, and we also had our crime press conference where you saw Cheryl. She actually spoke to the data and the strategy.
Yes, Cheryl Haven.
Right, and on that day, that is where we promoted the event.
Yes.
And on that day, we wanted to definitely highlight all the persons who came and were a part of it, and definitely want to mention Kale Bahamas, Alive, and Rev in particular, who donated $2,500 to our billboard that we're going to be
putting
up this Thursday at 10 a.m. And also want to recognize our Member of Parliament, Mr. Barnaby, who
Mikhail Barnaby. Good man.
Helped to
shout out to Mikhail.
Expedite our ability to put that up quickly because we were pressed for time. And you would have heard that we're going to also have some other national legends on that as well. Mr. C.W. Sawyer, Gus Cooper, etc. You heard all of that.
Oh, yeah, Gus Cooper, the legend.
Yes. This week, Thursday, we have to follow the Ministry of Health. We have been approved by the Ministry of Health to have this event. We do things in decency and order. We have been approved by the Royal Bahamas Police Force to have this event. So we have the pre-registration this week, Thursday, 5 to 7 on McKinney Avenue Park.
Yes.
And persons who want to participate have to show proof of being fully vaccinated, and on March 26th they would have to show their negative test if they are not fully vaccinated, because we have to make sure everyone is safe. On March 26th, we are going to have, it's a competition. We have several categories, male and female. We have walkers and runners. We have different groups.
Okay.
We will have water bottles, backpacks, and shirts, and all the great stuff. We're going to have a stage where our Olympian she is going to be the one to present. These persons who would have won the race. We have the South as well on that day. And we also have a wellness. We have the Wellness Day. The Nurses Union is coming to be a part of this event. Primary checkups. We also have BAIC, because Mr. Miller, Sean Miller, father said, you all reach out to BAIC, let them be a part of this. And so we reached out and they gladly
They're part of it?
Yes.
Awesome sauce. Sauce. That's good stuff. So let me get Mr. Roll come in here now. Patrick, share what's happening with you. What's going on in your area?
Let's see. In my area, we fighting against crime. I mean, we have a bunch of off and on taking place every so often. And when it comes to the gas tanks, water pumps, when it ain't those type of stuff, it is bumpers, car bumpers. Now, back in the past, we had house break-in, but they slowed down on that and turned into something else.
Yes.
On the bumpers.
Japanese cars.
Right. And when it's like that, we always try to tell people if they could park their car closer to their wall, it'd be safer. And most of them will park it there. So when they park the bumper there, they will turn on the something else. That's a couple of days ago, we had an incident where fellas them running this yard trying to loose a water pump. And after we call them, we start calling the neighbors, they run out the yard.
Yes.
Now, one or two of them we might know or find. And yes, some of them will do it, will call their friends them and set their friends up to do it. But it's happening right in Stapleton.
Right in Stapleton,
yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Patrick.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. Ms. Johnson? Yeah, anything you want to add, please? I mean, with the events coming up and stuff like that.
Yes, definitely. This is a perfect opportunity to also, I had made sure made note of the wonderful. Let me tell you, the residents of Stapleton are very supportive, especially the elderly persons.
Yes.
Every so often they call, okay, Laquelle, come get this $10, it's $20 here.
Wow.
You know, they're the ones who they don't work and they don't have any money, but they're the ones who give it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's so humbling and it's a blessing, you know, to have these persons, and not just the elderly, the older senior persons, but there are younger persons as well, the businesses and so forth.
Right.
And so definitely I have to recognize Microfill, that's a security company in our area. He has created the website.
Mr.
You know,
Eiffel.
Mr. Eiffel, Brantley Eiffel, I cannot not mention him. I mean, he's always been supportive. Everything we do, he's there for us. In particular to this event, though, Super Value has sponsored the billboard. They're providing us with some chicken wings because, you know, we are volunteer.
Good stuff, yes.
Yeah, we don't have residual income. We are strictly just regular persons, you know, full-time workers, and we are relying on donations and
But it's
sponsorship.
same as if you're really together. I'm impressed with this organization.
Definitely. We're together. And also TNT Pest Control, that's Tamar, Vice President.
Yeah,
always.
Brother Hicks.
Yes, Roll is I don't know why he's holding back. He's an excellent contractor. He could build that nest from the ground
Stop
up.
joking. He's from South Andres.
This gentleman built our elf house. The children could walk into the elf house and look around, and it's a beautiful little house. He did that. Put up the billboards for the Crime Watch signs we already have. He's quiet and humble, but that is him, his hands, his blessings. He's a blessing to us. God has put him with us to definitely put up these structures, and we're just so blessed for him. Definitely, we want to thank Apex Awards. They would have provided some plaques for us for the media presentations. Of course, we have Garden of Eden in our community, the Bryces.
He just celebrated a birthday, Elijah Bryce Sr.
Oh, you know everybody, yes, man. These are awesome people.
Elijah Bryce.
Yes, Master Creations and Perfect Paint, they actually putting up the billboard, and they gave us an $800 backdrop. We've never had that.
Wow,
in our press conference, free of charge. Holy Trinity, my church, of course.
The most Holy Trinity.
Of course.
The most Holy Trinity.
Always supportive. Of course, there's Bahamas Harvest as well. Pastor Mario Moxie.
Awesome
always
sauce.
Of course. Always.
Good
I
man.
just have to call off everybody. Paradise Promotions. She's a new entrepreneur, and she's providing the backpacks and water bottles for us. And of course, there's Coca-Cola, always supportive. And there's Nye Water, PBS, and Balfour Meats. Ooh. And how can I forget the police officers?
You can't forget the police.
You can't forget the police.
Shout out to the commissioner and the deputy commissioner, assistant commissioner.
Definitely. And in particular, because we're a neighborhood watch, we have Mr. Davis Delancey, who's the National Neighborhood Watch coordinator. Okay. And she has been helping us. She helped us to get that, push to get that permission to have the event. She did send that up for us. Inspector Cargill, she is with another division now, but Inspector Cargill came to church, visit with us to our churches.
The Most Holy Trinity?
Yeah, all the churches, his church. We all
Your church in the community too?
No, it's not. But she came to all of the church visits, almost all of the church visits for the board members. That's something we do as a practice.
That's a good thing.
We put God first in everything we do.
Yes.
And we know that is why we have gotten to the place where we have. And so how can I not give God thanks and praise for all he has done, because that is why we are able to do all we're able to do.
And y'all are doing a lot.
Yes, Officer Benby, South Central Police Station.
Officer Benby.
All of those officers there.
Prophecy man.
Yes, we have a new chief superintendent, that is Dr. Hannah, Chaswell Hannah, and we had Mark Barrett.
Mark Barrett is a preacher too.
Oh, yeah.
He's a pastor too. Yeah. Morning, Mark. Pastor Mark.
Yes, definitely. So it's a team. It's just a host of persons who have. We're just the faces, but there are so many persons that are backbone. The board of directors. They are not here today, but the Manel Monroe and Nico Albury, Dexter Kakula. And you would have met the others. They play an integral part in what we do.
So, Laquelle, let me ask you this. What sets Stapleton Gardens apart from the other communities in New Providence?
You mentioned it, and it's called unity. We have that gorilla glue.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
That stickability.
Ability, hey.
We don't bring chaos and confusion because we have God, and we know that whatever outside forces that may come to try to tear us apart, we don't let that come.
A lot of the challenges happen sometimes from politics.
Yes.
When politics get involved in it.
Yes.
But it seems as if you all have been able to steer clear of politics.
We don't have time for that because, see, if we can't afford to get involved in that. Right. We have to support whomever is there.
Yes, the government of the day. That's what you do.
Because it doesn't make sense. If they fail, we fail.
No, exactly.
So we have to give the support to whomever. And like I said, it's volunteerism.
Right.
And we have to.
And you all are doing it at its best.
Yes, definitely. We have so many things.
You're doing it at its best.
Yes. So many things that they would have assisted us with. And so the stickability, we always active. The most important thing as well, Mr. Finlayson, is being active.
I see that.
Having Zoom forums. We've had many. We've had on mental health, Reverend Sampson, he did that. We've had
Anthony Sampson.
Yes, sir.
Good man, the new man at Zion South Beach.
You know everybody, yes.
Yeah, I know.
He's a Stapleton resident as well.
Yes, I know him.
We've had officers come and speak, but like I said, it's always about having something that's active. It's not, Crime Watch isn't just about patrols. Okay, it's about programs. It's about being proactive.
Yes.
We want to take the stigma away that we carrying guns or whatever around. That's not what we do. We're regular citizens.
But where did that come from?
I don't know where that stigma came from, but we follow best practices.
Yes.
If you look at the best practices around the world, whether Canada, the U.S., UK, or wherever, neighborhood watch groups are family. They are what you call like associations of sorts, and they have different programs and organizations to keep the neighborhood together. And so it's more that it's multifaceted, multi-layered, and we definitely want to, with this Shawnee Miller event, she is a wonderful role model to look up to.
She certainly is.
For males and females.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and so,
I admire her greatly.
Right, and we're not just looking to lock up people.
Right.
We're looking to build people. We have a program we wanted to launch, Realizing Your Dream.
Awesome.
Role was supposed to get she was to show the carpentry skills.
Yes.
Okay, COVID kind of, threw that off. We're still going to try and get those things.
Patrick Roll.
Yes, and
South Andros. Smith Hill.
Yes.
Yeah, man, the big man in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you've done a whole lot. What's your position in the...
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm president of the Neighborhood Watch.
Yes.
For the last about 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you've been a resident of Stapleton for...
All my life, since 1983.
Really?
Born and raised, yes.
Okay.
I lived opposite almost opposite C.W. Sawyer.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go there his wife used to sell pineapple tart and salty and all these little things.
Right.
So I'm aware that, we have these wonderful national legends, which is why we want to put those on the billboard as well. And Gus Cooper's family, he is actually our first cousin to my grandmother.
Are you serious?
Definitely.
And he's from the Valley.
Yes, of course.
He's from the Valley, too.
Oh, yes, we have to recognize Brian Adderley, leader
yes.
of the Valley Boys. They did the rush out for us.
Yes,
They
Brian.
came out in
Yeah.
great numbers.
Morning, Brian, and yeah, Brian.
We want
does
them come back every weekend. Everybody want them come back.
Yeah, the Valley Boys attracted a whole lot of people, eh?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what would happen in that area.
Yes.
But I'm glad that you're here. Anything else you'd like to add? I know David is a quiet storm.
Patrick.
I mean, Patrick. Sorry, Patrick. Anything, Patrick?
And especially the fact that, like, what gives you why do you have this drive to just make the Elf House? Like, he takes off his time away from work and
To do this.
Yeah, like he...
As a good Androsian.
I can tell you.
That's the Andros side of
He
him.
loses work. He lost days and days of work.
To do this.
Up to 12 o'clock in the morning, fixing things around our community.
Yeah. That's a true Androsian.
What's your passion?
I just do it for the children in the neighborhood.
That's a good thing.
Something they could come and look at and enjoy.
Yeah.
And still have fun at the same time. That's what I do it for.
Yeah, that's a good thing, brother.
To keep the mind occupied.
Right.
On something.
Good stuff. All right, we have about, Dapper Dawn, we have about 2 minutes? 3 minutes, Dapper Dawn says. 3 minutes, so I'm going to, and that's your cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Sean the Dapper Dawn.
That'll be every new person today.
I'm going to give you the time to share anything you'd like about the event, how persons get registered and everything else before we leave.
Yeah, definitely further details. We do have the forms printed. We can put it on our web. We do have a website. Persons can also email to StapletonCrimeWatch@gmail.com. Now, we can put it on the Facebook page as well. We do have a Facebook page as well.
Awesome.
So we've been promoting it on the Stapleton Guys. They would watch.
Y'all have been
page.
very active.
Yes,
It's an active group, Ms. Johnson.
Yes. Remember I told you who's in it? God is at the forefront. So he just, like Moses, just pushes away, all of the doubt, all the fears, all of the hiccups, all of the hurdles. So we just walk right through. So we have to give him thanks and praise. I have to say that all the time. Look at God. All of the sponsorships, all of the blessings. So Thursday, we want to do it right. We already said to the Ministry of Health, we will have this pre-registration. So we are looking for persons to come. I've already been contacted by the track clubs, and they said we're bringing the track. And this is good because a lot of them have been, these athletes, they hold up a lot of that competitive.
Because of COVID.
So this is a wonderful outlet for them, a nice, fun camaraderie event for them to come. So they can come as early as Thursday, like I said. And on the 26th, we'll be out there from 5 a.m. For the registration. There will be a nurse out there as well who will be able to give the negative test on site.
Okay, that's important to know.
They're free now, so they could also go and to whichever site is convenient.
You will have some other nurses on there for some older people who might decide to try to run, like some people I know, won't call no names.
Definitely, they will be out there as well. And we're just covering the event and asking God to protect and keep everyone safe. And we have delectable sauce out. Rose's wife is one of the cooks for the sauce. My mom and some other person, Sandra Johnson. She's our board member. I didn't call Sandra Johnson. Sandra also is going to be cooking the sauce, chicken sauce. Taste it. You don't got to add no lime or pepper to that. That's that type of sauce they're going to be cooking. The sheep tongue, that nice soft, with all the nice potatoes and all that good stuff in there.
Awesome sauce.
And so it'll be wonderful. The sauce out is the chicken sauce is $10. The sheep tongue is $15. We're also gonna have some tarts, some pastries out there as well. It's gonna be a wonderful event. I was told that we also may have the Minister of Sports.
That's good.
Minister Boleg.
Mr. Boleg.
Yes.
Good man. Good man.
Once the schedule is clear, I was made aware that he will be there to bring remarks.
Good man. He's a good man.
Yes, I was told he may be there as well. And we'll be distributing the medals after the race, like I mentioned.
Yes. Good
and
stuff.
We'll go from there.
Good stuff. Well, our time is up. According to the Dapper Dawn. I want to thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much.
For the Ms. Haven and Mr. Higgs, who was here earlier from the Crime Watch, and of course Patrick Roll and yourself, Ms. Johnson.
Yes, thank you so much.
And I wish you the best of luck with the event coming up.
Thank you so much.
And I'm impressed with this association. People are saying that they want to move to Stapleton after hearing all these good things.
Tell them come.
Yeah. I have to thank the team who made all this possible, and it starts with Portia Fernando, our producer, Hope Shelley Ann, Cindy Smith, Sean the Dapper Dawn, Kenoshi Sims, and Charlene Johnson and the Master Control Group. Jonathan Benson, Steve Williams, and Tanaj Fraser. God bless you as you live your best life now. See you again tomorrow. Coming up next is the one and only David Wallace with Direct Talk.
By giving unconditionally, not expecting anything in return, I thought was a wonderful way of showing this love.